Hello and welcome to the NetStudent Q&A. Today's question, what is Open XDR? How does it compare to native XDR? Well, first of all, what exactly is XDR? The X stands for extended. DNR is detection and response, same as in endpoint detection and response or managed detection and response, EDR and MDR, which have become popular in industry. XDR is the next generation of IT security, and it solves some problems that are specific to EDR and its managed cousin MDR. Specifically, where is the extension? The scope of monitoring for one thing, whereas EDR assumes and MDR for the most part assumes that the security problems that are associated with the endpoints, your workstations, your servers, your laptops, those kinds of things. XDR assumes that there is more in your network beyond just the endpoint. You have, for instance, network devices, firewalls, access points, switches, bridges, routers. You have maybe SaaS applications like Microsoft 365, the Google Workspace, Salesforce, things like this. And of course, you may also use platform as a service from people like AWS and Azure incorporated into your enterprise network. This is quite common. So having a very endpoint specific view is kind of narrow. Also, the R in XDR represents an automatic response, R for response capability. Beyond just the standard, this is another place where it extends. Beyond just the standard, which is what EDR thinks about. EDR will think about killing a process on an endpoint or isolating an endpoint. XDR takes the response capability beyond that. Maybe make a change to the M365 configuration to block a sender, or perhaps adjust your firewall access control list, or perhaps disable a user in Active Directory. All of these capabilities for response, automatic response, are possible within XDR. Obviously, the idea is to integrate and leverage all the other security investments. And we're doing all this in order to get faster detection, more complex problems being detected, and ultimately leading to faster response. So that's what XDR is. So XDR then is removing blind spots. You have an EDR solution, you have an IDS, you have a SIEM. These tend to be siloed security tools and leaving blind spots in between. What does XDR do? It integrates everything, it correlates, therefore you get faster threat detection and response. So what's now open versus native? So a native XDR solution is something that's provided usually by very large vendors who meet a lot of your IT needs. Some examples are firewall vendors like Palo Alto or Sophos, who not only provide firewalls, but they've also added EDR capability. Now they're offering XDR on top of that, and sometimes even a managed version of it. You have platform vendors. Microsoft comes to mind. They provide you the operating system. They provide you Defender. They provide you a public cloud in terms of Azure, which has all of those SaaS and PaaS applications. And so now they're adding XDR to their complement. The assumption being, of course, that you will stay within their ecosystem. You've already got their OS or their firewall or their endpoint protection solution. So why not stay within their solution? What's the upside? The upside is you get tight integration with their components. Obviously, no one knows the Microsoft platform better than Microsoft, which is why they were able to respond to Hafnium as thoroughly as they did. But what's the downside? The downside is vendor lock-in. Are you forever, now and forevermore, going to be a Microsoft shop or a Sophos shop or a Palo Alto shop? Do you have assets, investments in other areas? Well, in that case, the integration can be questionable. Whereas Open XDR is provided by specialist XDR platform providers like NetStudent, for example. We don't have an operating system to offer you or an EDR to offer you. We're not offering a firewall or a public cloud like AWS or Azure as part of our offering. So therefore, we are all about making sure that you can benefit from your existing security investments. No rip, no replace. These are thought to be bad things. After all, you've carefully made your selection and you have a meaningful investment in it. And so we're happy to support that investment as is. Where should you be cautious? Well, you should check just how deep that integration is. If you are in fact a significant AWS user, how well integrated is the XDR offering with AWS? If you are using Cisco firewalls or you're using some particular type of EDR, like let's say Sentinel-1, well, how thoroughly is the XDR that you're looking for integrated with it? This is a question that you should explore. Well, that's the difference then between open and native XDR. I hope this was useful.